Good morning. It is the Going On Daily Live morning show. Oh, we're gonna have a good time today. All right, it's Ron and the two Ks, Kyle and Kelly. This is going to be a great show. Welcome, Kyle and Kelly, to the show. Kyle, it's your first one. I mean, not Kyle, Kelly. I'm already messing it up. Already get the names crossed. Kelly, it's your first show.
Yeah,
we're both KMs. I mean,
we are.
Yeah.
The last name is the same too.
No.
Well, the initial.
Yeah.
The initial.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just going to be a disaster for Ron. I can already see it now. He's going to be messing up their names the whole show. But we are going on daily, and it is season 2, episode 157. Last Action Hero. Now, if you know anything about what I do when I name the shows, it always has something to do with one of the segments.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be a good one, let me tell you. The big guy, Arnold, also joining us. You know, he doesn't say much, though. He kind of just stands around, you know. Look, we've got a Ron's Top 5 that is going to be epic. I'm sure I'm going to get some people a little disgruntled, like Becky, Sharon, Kenny, Ira, to name just a few.
Do you have a hate mail email set up for them to send all the hate mail to?
Well, yeah, you can definitely just throw some comments up there. If you don't see what your favorite will be. But see, they may not like it, but it is always accurate. It's always accurate. Let me tell you, I work hard on these lists, and I throw everything into the mix of why they are chosen where they are. Just saying. But let's jump into the first topic right away. And Kelly, we're going to you. Pick a card, right? You wanted to play a game. I like games.
Good.
Now we're all sitting back wondering, is he picking a tarot card? I mean, what kind of card are we picking here?
So let me explain. First of all, let me tell you this. When it comes to our names, I had been in academia since about 1998. And having been teaching for that long, I have had the distinct pleasure of being called a lot of different names. So really, whatever you call me, if it's Kevin or Kelly or whatever else slips out, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I've been called a lot worse, let me tell you.
In the comments, probably.
Lots of those, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let me explain. The game is called Spark. My family developed this game. Our kids, we have 4 kids, they all helped us. And we wanted a game that would help people connect with each other as well as themselves, as well as having fun while you're doing it. So with my background in psychology and human behavior and education, put together what would be the Spark card game. Now, this card game has 6 categories, and let me just tell you what they are. Better Together, but we're going to take those out of the deck because these are group cards. These rely on the entire group. For example, just randomly grabbing one. Everyone hold hands, close your eyes, and for 30 seconds in silence, give thanks for all the gifts of today and the people that support us. Something really simple, right?
It's going to be uncomfortable holding hands, Ron.
And that's okay. But we know that touch is so important. So if you're holding hands, touching elbows, whatever it is, something. We have the love category, growth, about me, friends and family.
Oh, I got a feeling this game is going to reveal way too much of me.
And finally, faith. Now, when I say faith, I don't say religion. Religion and faith are two very, very different things. I don't include religion in the game, but we all believe in something. And whatever we believe in, whatever we have faith in ourselves, is part of what creates us, right? Without going too deep, that's really the core of who we are. So whatever you believe in, that's your faith, whatever that is. And I really don't want you to believe the same thing that I do, because some of this stuff is just weird. So here's how we're going to play the game. The questions are very, very simple. But the key to the game is for you to read the question, not me read the question to you. So we're going to see how this works on video. And the purpose,
we're going to find out, right?
We are. The purpose for that is this. When you first met me, you guys, Kyle, you just met me this morning, and Ron, I met you the other day. But I have about 7 seconds. And in that 7 seconds, you will categorize me, put me in a box for what I represent, who I am, and where I'm going to fit into your life, right? We all do that. That's just human instinct.
Mm-hmm. And so now you got to be careful with that, Kelly, because when you say put you in a box,
not literally.
Take that a little too extreme.
Yeah. Don't do that. No careful. Boxes, no trunks, no basements or crawl spaces, anything like that. We're not going to go there.
Exactly. And don't poke air holes in the box after you put them in the box. You got to do it before.
Yeah. That is exactly true. That is exactly true. Okay, so anyway, the reason for that now is that if I ask you the question, it's going to come from the box, and you're going to answer to the box that you put me in, or the trunk, or the crawl space. Mm-hmm. If you read the card yourself, the card is a neutral space, so your answer will actually come from a different part of your brain. Mm. Okay, so let's try it. Very, very simple. You can't give a wrong answer. Okay.
Okay.
Kyle, you can go. What's that, Ron?
We'll see if we give a wrong answer or not.
You can't. I promise you. Kyle, you're going to go first.
Okay.
Pre-shuffled, but I'm going to flip through. You say stop.
Stop.
Your category is growth.
Oh, of course.
Okay. Let's see how this works.
I know what I'm going to get stuck with.
It's backwards, though. Would you? Yeah, it's backwards. But what would you not, or what would you
do
if you
were not afraid?
Ooh.
What would you do if you're not afraid?
What would I do if I were not afraid? I'd put out a lot more content than I do, and I would be a lot more bold, and a lot more myself, a lot louder than I already am.
Interesting. You see, and that's the great thing. There are no wrong answers. You can go as surface as you want to in an answer, or you can go as deep as you want to in an answer. Some people like add stories and stuff.
He got an easy question, though. That's easy. Watch what easy. Mine is going to be. You watch, okay, Kyle.
Here you go.
This is.
You have to say stop. Okay.
Yeah, I realized that when you're almost done.
Okay, Ron. I don't know if there's a way to flip my camera around, but let's try.
All right, let me see this.
Yeah, here's a hard one to read.
How and where do you see others express love? See, I knew it was going to be a love question. Well,
there's more. Let me read it to you. I mean, this is how and where do you see others express love, compassion, and kindness? And how does that make you feel?
See, I knew this was good. I knew. Like, I could have just said the question.
Stop. You could have said stop earlier.
How do I see others?
Yeah, you could.
I can't. How do I see others with what again?
I mixed it into the deck. Hold on.
See, this is avoidance right here, Kyle. This is avoidance. I'm very good at it.
I mean, it's a skill to develop.
where do you see others? How and where do you see others express love, kindness, compassion, and how does that make you feel? Essentially, was the question.
Well, most of the time when I see it, it's usually with friends, and their families, So sometimes it kind of makes me feel a little awkward. Actually,
Mm.
it does.
Wow.
It makes me feel awkward
Why is that?
because I don't have that same dynamic, that they have.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
See, I knew I was going to get this. I knew it. I'm like,
No, you're all good.
soon as you busted out those things, I knew what my question was going to be. I knew it.
I just have to say, Ron, that usually whatever it is that we're looking for is what we find. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I would ask, why is it that you were
You know,
looking for a
it
hard
is.
question to beat you up?
Look, when I was in high school, I had my life planned out. I knew what I was going to do. I
Mm,
knew I would have like a family by like age 27. I'd have a family, and the whole bit. None of that came out, and it's like I've had one messy relationship after another, and for the longest time, I always thought it was, just the other person, but it was never her. I'm guessing it's been me all this time.
there's a song about that, I think. It's me. It's me. I'm the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's there's a lot of truth to that, but and that's something that the awareness of that, the realization of that is key for the first step. And it's interesting that when we go to vendors fairs with this deck, we play with strangers all the time. My wife takes it to the airport with us when we travel, and she just goes to a stranger and she's like, pick a card, any card, and they start a conversation. She's made some of the best friends in the world because
Mm,
they're strangers at an airport that just happened to pick the card. But one thing that we've discovered is pretty true is that people tend to draw the card they're supposed to draw.
Oh,
I
come
can't
on.
tell you how many
Oh, come
times
on.
somebody draws a card, and it's such a simple question.
mhm.
Whatever it might be, what attribute of your father or father's figures do do you see in yourself? And people will like break into tears because they had just lost their father or because of whatever else it is going on in their life. It seems that people tend to draw the card that was meant for them, as weird as it sounds. And so, okay, it's my turn, and I'm going to stop there. About me is my category.
Yeah.
What is a favorite gift you like to receive? What is a favorite gift you like to give? The favorite gift that I like to receive is something sentimental. Like when the kids, so I'm a guitar player. And one year for my birthday, my wife and my kids, uh, they bought a cheap acoustic guitar. And I've already got like 12 of them. So I'm not like short on guitars. So
Mhm.
they bought this cheap acoustic guitar. I was traveling to speak and doing work. But what they did is they took all of these pictures of me with the kids as babies and they're growing up and different stuff of the lifestyle and the family dynamic. And they Mod Podged it all over the guitar. So it's a guitar that is
Mm,
completely covered with my family pictures. That was the best gift ever. It wasn't the guitar, and I
mhm,
love guitars, but it was, what that guitar now means to me.
mm,
What is the favorite gift I like to give? My love language is service, and if I can help people, if I can watch you smile, if I can do something to make you smile or invite you to your life or move you forward, that's the favorite gift I like to give.
So we're both giving you a hug, Ron.
Yeah,
That's what's
yeah,
happening.
yeah.
It's
I
gonna be
love
super
the questions
uncomfortable.
that you guys got. Love those. And truth be told, I don't think it's really me. I really don't think it's me. I mean, I don't know. Uh, I just never pick out the right people for me. That's the
Mm.
problem. They're
Mm.
all nutcases, is what I end up with.
Well, and
And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
but there's a reason for that. But we won't go into it because we don't want to be
Sure.
Yeah,
I'm
we
sure.
could. I'm sure we could have a whole conversation about this. I'm chomping at the
This is
bit,
what
Ron.
I'm saying. I
Sorry.
knew it was as soon as you started reading off those cards. I knew. And it's
Okay,
like, you
I'll give
gotta
you a
be
second
kidding me.
chance. I'll give you a
I gotta
second.
still,
Yeah,
Kelly,
yeah.
I still have to go through his topic too.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
I
true.
still gotta get through that one.
Whew.
Okay, Ron. Here you go again. This
Yeah.
time,
All right.
this time, pick sooner.
Yes. Stop.
Friends and family.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, that's probably a friend or a family too. I mean, depending on your belief.
Right. And so one thing that I always say is I am eternally grateful for the friends that I consider family and the family who are also my friends.
Mm. Yeah.
So with that, here's your
Very
question.
wonderful.
Who is the funniest person in your family? And what is your funniest memory growing up?
Oh, boy.
See, this is an easy one.
Yeah, that's a gimme, Ron. You got a gimme.
Just pick up the ball and drop it in the cup. That's all
I
you got.
have to say, like, outside of me, I would have to say it was my dad.
Hmm.
And it was always by accident. Like, he didn't, like, say and do things funny. But just circumstances with him would happen, and it would be funny. So, like, one day we were playing croquet, and our croquet, let me tell you, is not like everybody else's croquet. It is more like miniature golf. Like, we'd be, like, jumping over fences and stuff like that, going down the street, all kinds of stuff like that. But one day we were playing croquet, and we decided to toss my father into the pool, but we didn't realize he just lit a cigarette. So we threw him into the pool. He had a cigarette in his mouth, and when he came out, it was still lit and still there. And it's like smoking and all that. Like, how is this even possible, right? So it's just funny circumstances. And there was one time I had got him a card shuffler.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it takes batteries, right? So you put the batteries in. So we put the batteries in, and when he goes to shuffle a deck of cards, they all went flying everywhere because it went in reverse. The batteries were in backwards, and it's not supposed to work when it does that. So it's all those kind of things that happens with him, so therefore I have to say my dad, rest in peace, and just funny things happened. So that would be it.
What was the second part of the question?
The second part of the question was, what was your funniest memory? And I think
about him, yes, those are the funny memories about him. And that's what I don't have to deep down into my memories for being funny, because just funny stuff does happen to me too. I'm just like my father. Just like him.
That's awesome.
That's a beautiful thing, though.
It is. That's not so bad. If I'm half the man he is, then I'm good.
Yeah. All right, Kyle, one more for you, and then I think probably my time is going to be about up.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle.
Stop.
About me.
Okay.
What three objects best describe you, and explain why you selected these objects?
Good morning, Becky.
Ooh. 3 objects describe me. Probably I would say a journal, a book, and a unicycle.
Interesting.
And I think so the journal, I'm very thoughtful. I'm very into my thoughts all the time. It's literally what I do. And the book, I'm internal learner, always want to know more about everything. And then the unicycle is I've
I'm
written.
sorry I'm laughing, but I just keep seeing
Yeah.
comments that makes me laugh.
Oh yeah. So unicycle is, I've ridden unicycle for over 22 years now, and mostly mountain unicycle. I don't go ride on the street much. I go ride the parades and stuff sometimes when I have friends to go ride with, which is a whole nother deal. But the unicycle is part of, and it's a huge part of, the eccentric part of myself. And it's a part that I used to avoid and hide for most of my life. And it's a part that over the past few years I have learned to really love, because I wouldn't be me without the eccentric part of myself. And I wouldn't have learned all of that. I wouldn't be the thinker that I am. I wouldn't have learned all the things that I have. And I wouldn't be interested, no matter what anybody else says, in what I'm interested in, without that eccentric part of myself.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Great answer.
That's awesome.
So the game itself, it comes with this dice. So how it works is you would roll the dice, and whatever color you get, you draw that color of card, you answer it. If you get one card of each color, my youngest daughter at the time, she was, I don't know, 8 or 9 or something. She discovered that each color of the card makes a rainbow. So if you get every color, you make a rainbow. And anytime you make a rainbow, you have to be the winner of something. So that's how the game is played. But
I like
I've seen it played any number of ways. I've seen it where everybody answers the card, everybody answers the question. I've seen it where, it's just sort of in huge groups of 30 and 40. We've played it, and I just read a question. We just sort of go around the room really quick. People use it as their daily reflection. So every morning they'll flip over a card, journal about it, meditate about it, whatever it is. So there really is no hard and fast. We give you, how to play the game, but play it however it serves you.
This would be an interesting thing when you go camping and you have like friends that are camping near you or something. Mm-hmm. And they don't even have to be friends. They could just be people that are near your campsite, and you all gather by the fire and you can actually do this.
Mm-hmm. We do that all the time. And my wife is notorious. Again, it's at the airport. It's at the campground.
Looking at the people in the airport.
We're at the swimming pool, and she's like, "Hey kids, come here. Let's ask a question." And then she's like, got all the kids are gathering around, and they're having a great time and laughing and answering the questions. It's also awesome for when you play with your grandpas and grandmas, or there's a lot of assisted living centers that are using the games because it's a memory jar. Where the old people are finally, it helps them boost their memory capacity and start digging into those long-term memories from when they were kids. And I have heard some amazing stories come out that I had never heard from, our elder relatives and, other old people that I've talked to. Anyway, that's my game, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, it was fantastic. Yeah. All right. So Becky, one of her objects was her house coat because she lives in it, and her husband calls it her cloak, which is brilliant. Brilliant. And Sharon said rainbow for the win. Now, I do have another funny story that I do have to say. It was about my sister at this point. Now, we had a big, huge storm, and the basement was flooding. So my sister thought it would be a great idea to bring her bike upstairs. She didn't want her bike to get ruined. Yeah. So she's bringing it up the stairs, and I said, "Oh, you want some help?" And she said, and I quote, "No, I'm not feeble." And then she fell down the stairs. She didn't get hurt or anything, but it was funny. And I was like, oh, that's what you get. You ain't feeble. So there's all kinds of stuff in my life that has stuff like this. It's amazing. And I got to share all these things today with all of the people on the internet everywhere, and it'll be there forever.
Yeah.
So
exciting.
that's a little scary. A little
It's
scary.
exciting.
That first question was a backbreaker.
You did great.
Yeah.
But I got through it.
Yeah.
Through it. If there's one thing I do know how to laugh at myself.
Mm.
I do know how to do that. And it's
Mhm.
not a bad thing. Not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Keeps me sane, maybe.
Yeah, as long as you're
might
being
not be.
kind about it. You got to be kind about it, Ron. Be nice to our friend here.
No, it was great. I enjoyed that a lot, actually. I enjoyed that a lot. That was a
Awesome.
great game. Great game.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we all need to order a deck for sure.
Yes. Oh, Kelly, where can we get that?
Well, if you go to projectfindyourfire.com and then hit the shop tab, you'll see the game, and you'll also see a journal that is based off of the game. Okay, so give me like one more minute.
Yeah.
I did
Okay.
not
In the meantime, I will go through all of this.
Yes.
You're watching us live on Rhode Island Broadcasting at YouTube, Rumble, and Kick. You can also watch us live on Twitch at RI_broadcasting. And there you can send us bits, and bits are only a penny. So you can send 6 bits, so that way me, Kyle, and Kelly can all put our 2 cents in. Right? You can also listen to us on all of our audio platforms like Red Circle, Spotify, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio at RI Broadcasting. And don't forget to follow all of our social media, such as LinkedIn, Parler, Blue Sky, TikTok, MeWe, Space Hey. There's so many of them, literally everywhere. And of course, Patreon, where you can get one of these mugs. And today I ran out of orange juice.
Oh.
I didn't have any chocolate milk.
Oh.
And I didn't have time to make my tea, so I have sparkling water today.
Mm.
Not my preference.
but not a bad choice.
It's not terrible.
I'm drinking some coffee for you. I got coffee.
Yeah, I don't like coffee.
I know you don't. That's why I'm drinking it for you. Yeah.
You can also support the show on the Going On Daily Morning Show Facebook page. Look, this is really important. We got to get people on the Facebook page, so that way we can air shows live. So please, by all means, get on there, follow us there, and get us to 100. Share it out, please. Share it out. It's a great show. I don't think you would be better off without us. You would not. So you can also support the show at our website at rhodeislandbroadcasting.net. There you can find the latest episodes. You can find where all of our great hosts have their own shows, and et cetera, et cetera. And you can find all of that there, as well as some other things, including donating to the cause. And I stress this, it can be up to $10 million. I mean, we're hoping Mark Zuckerberg, realizes his mistake in blasting and blowing up the Rhode Island Broadcasting Facebook page and donates his $10 million. That would make up for the big mistake that they made. So
we can charter the jet then, and
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we can all be in one studio.
Yeah,
that would be great. So do that. Get on all of that now, Kelly. Where can we find that great game?
Okay, it's projectfindyourfire.com and click on the shop tab. Now, when you go there, you're also going to see the Spark Journal. How this happened was when the game was first released, somebody asked us, can I use this like as a daily prompt for my own sort of journaling thing, which caused our brains to go, aha. So we created the Spark Journal. In the Spark Journal, it's 75 days that are very, very different. Each day includes the question of the day, which actually is one of the questions from the game. But then I take you on expanded thoughts. It's a different way to perceive the question, a different perception of how I might answer the question. And then I take you to a moment of gratitude, always tied back to the original question of the day, which is great. It allows you sort of to journal about the things that you're grateful for in relation to the question. But it's all just words on a paper until you get to inspired action, where I give you something to actually go out and do and then journal about and observe in your life that is going to change your routine. If you change your routine, you'll change your results. And that's the life changer that becomes the Spark Journal. Order now.
There we go. There we go. See, that's awesome. Let me read some of these comments. I like Becky says, I like Kelly's voice. It reminds me of a guy I used to do a show with. And then she went on to say, because I was talking about, what I had in my mug. She has bone broth with cayenne apple cider vinegar water. And that's what she's drinking this morning.
Wow.
It's interesting. I love apple cider vinegar. That's
cayenne. Isn't that like hot?
Yeah.
Spicy.
Yeah.
And I like bone broth and I like hot, so that might be a really good combination.
Yeah. I'm thinking that's a good one.
Yeah. I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah, it's like a little warm cider.
Becky, sorry, Kyle.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, it's like a warm cider for your morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It must, just make you feel like you're out in a cabin in the woods or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Excellent.
I'm on a Candida cleanse.
Yeah.
She's on a Candida cleanse. Yeah, she talked about that yesterday with Chuck. And trying to get rid of
together.
I guess yeast and sugar and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Two separate drinks. Wow. But they sound good together.
Oh, they're separate drinks?
Yeah,
bone
one's a chaser.
And then, so bone broth is by itself. I thought she mixed the two things.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So is the bone broth the chaser, or is the apple cider vinegar the chaser?
That has to be the shot, and the bone broth has to be the chaser. It's like taking a shot and then a beer.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I would have that much experience in that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that either.
What's the old saying? Beer before liquor, you've never been sicker. Liquor before beer, then you're in the clear. Something like that.
Yeah. Never fear. Never fear is the one that I've always heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't follow that.
Oh,
it didn't matter. I never had a hangover. And I've never, worried about mixing beer and liquor. Never worried about that. I don't know. It just never came up. I know. I've had some nights that were in question, but I was fine the next day. Still went to work, still did the whole thing. All right. Oh, let's get to this dating avoidance and
that's a good graphic. I love it. Great job, Ron. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. So I mean, the real question is are we avoiding dating but that's probably not actually the real question. Are we dating avoidance? People that may be avoidant, or are we avoiding ourselves? And this is, I've thought a lot about this. Not really out in dating right now, but I'm kind of on the, you know, on the peripheral of that and thinking about that. But what I discover is whew, boy, there's a lot of avoidant people that I continually seem to run into. And what I realized in dating, I mean, yes, a lot of other avoidant people as well too, but in dating particularly, and what I realize, of course, because most often, most all this stuff is a reflection back to ourselves of what's going on in us. So, ooh, yeah, why am I being avoidant to myself, and then of course bringing in all of these other people that are avoidant as well. Lots of awareness in that. It's good.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, just. I don't know. I don't know how much I have to say on this topic because it's it. I will give you. We'll just say, all right. So Sunday, I made plans with someone to go out tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, that's all well and good, but I can't really go because I have, you know, an event to run tonight and I have another podcast to do later on today. And I didn't think of it at the time, but I cannot not do that. So after this show ends, I have to tell them that, you know, I can't make it, and that's not going to make her very happy.
Have you considered this though? Now, my background is I've been married 32 years from the same woman, and my question for you is, why can't you do both? I mean, it depends on where she fits into your life and your dynamic. But what if you invited her to watch you work and then afterwards, let's go out for supper? But I have to do my gig and I want you to be a part of my evening because we made these plans. So let's do the gig and then let's go out to eat.
Yeah. I don't know if that would. It's just the timing of everything, you know. So my event is going to run till around 10 o'clock.
Oh,
and the thing that I was going to go with her is at like 8 o'clock. So it's not, you know. And I don't know if I subconsciously did it for Tuesday. Just, you know, I don't know. But I know that I haven't taken any kind of a relationship seriously in a long time because, you know, of that last one. That last one was not very good. Well, it was good. It was great. But it was like, you know, a ball of flames skyrocketing down.
super exciting all the time and lots of chaos and drama.
Yes.
So a couple of points is that we as humans tend to put conditions on the quality of our relationships or our own happiness. You know, if I could only spend more time with this person, I could be more happy. If I could only have this promotion, I could be more happy, or get this job or this house or this boat, whatever it is, then I could finally be happy. The problem is that's false because we begin to tie this to our identity, which was part of the other topic I was going to hit on, but I'm not going to. But we then create a happiness that is unattainable in anything we do in life because we've placed these conditions on it. Secondly, remember that we all have those things in our past. We have all had relationships that were nothing but a flaming dumpster, right? But we as humans give meaning to things in our past. The second you give meaning to something in your past will be the very second your past will become part of your future at some point.
Yeah.
Which means that if you view your past relationships as flaming dumpsters, guess what your future is going to hold for you? If you
That's a
view
good
your
point.
past relationships as lessons or growth periods for you, make that your meaning, then that is going to become part of your future.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
actually,
I can be good at a lot of things. I guess I'm not good at that. And Kyle, you look way too happy about this.
I
Much you want to say.
I love the whole thing. And really, I think I love not that I love, but I kind of love in ways when things don't go as planned, and you can yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. When things don't go as planned, I actually did this with somebody that I was talking to, and I messed up, and I had band practice planned for a night that we were going to go out, and so it just wasn't going to work out. And I was like, well, here's a perfect opportunity for me to say, I messed up. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to change or cancel plans or whatever, and then see how they react to that. Because really good people that I want in my life are gonna be okay with that, and people that I probably maybe don't want in my life are gonna be irate and really not happy about that. And so not that I was trying to set up a test or anything, for this person. It just happened that way. And I was like, okay, well, it's going to be what it's going to be. And I got to be super uncomfortable here and say, I messed up and I'm sorry about that. And hopefully we can go hang out another day. So yeah, lots of, but I think all of this, looking at the external, what we were just talking about, the external circumstances. And if the external circumstances in my life are good, then I get to have a good life and I get to be happy. And if the external circumstances are not, then I'm not happy. And it's taken a lot of work for me to get to the point where everything can blow up in my life and go sideways. And I'm like, I'm still happy.
Yeah.
I'm fine as things are, but nobody wants to, what they say, die alone and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not how I look at things. I know I've met a lot of great people, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying anybody that I dated through all this time are bad people at all.
Mm-hmm.
Just some circumstances come up, things happen, and you got to live with it and move on, right? And, but there's always that one that you always remember, and you didn't hold on to that one, right? There's always that one. So, and now it's like, well, I have to do better than before, right? So, I mean, you can't look at it as, okay, I'm settling for this one. You can't
Mm-hmm.
do that, because then that's the wrong thing to do too.
Yeah.
That one should be that one, and you just got to be smart enough to hold on to it, right?
Well, except if it doesn't end up working out, then it's perhaps not the right one. Or if it was the wrong time for them, then it's not the right one.
That's a good point right there.
Mm-hmm.
Becky, there's nothing more important than a deep and meaningful relationship. I wouldn't change that for anything. Exactly.
Yep.
And frankly, that hasn't happened yet.
But many times, and maybe it's unpopular opinion, but I'm gonna say all the time, your deep and meaningful, like really deep and meaningful relationship with other people cannot happen until you have a deep and meaningful relationship with yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the whole thing, avoidance or dating avoidance and dating, all of that. I mean, that's the big realization. I always look for, when there's anything going on in my life with someone else, especially, what is that a reflection of in myself? If I'm finding unavailable people or avoidant people, then why am I being, or how am I being avoidant to myself and
Yeah.
with myself? And it's a hard one. Nobody wants to look at that. And
Right.
and that's the way that we ultimately find somebody that we really want in our lives, is by becoming that person for ourselves first. And then those people just show up in our lives.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the moral of this story is, I am wrong, and it is me. Sharon says, in the last 2 years, I have been surrounded by happy, healthy, loving relationships, which has opened my eyes to how wonderful love can be. Sign me up.
Mm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, and I wasn't 7 when I got married. So just so you know, I was 9.
It was 9. That's great.
I had my parents.
So you were 7.
I'm 56, by the way.
Mm.
Oh, you're just a little kid.
I'm just a partner.
Little kid. I'm 59.
Okay.
So I'm still the old man of the show.
I'm the youngin here, I suppose.
Yeah. What are you, like 15?
I'm probably older than you think that I am.
I don't
but-
know. You have as much facial hair as some Little League World Series players.
Yeah, that's something I can't grow. I can grow a full head of hair, but I cannot really grow much facial hair, which I'm happy about, because I shave it off all the time anyway.
Yeah.
No, I'm 43, which is probably older than a lot of people.
So the ladies are all jumping in on this now.
A
Becky's
lot of our hosts
saying,
are single.
just thinking about it, a lot of our hosts are single. And then Sharon has to chime in. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Becky. I think I'm the young'um here, boys. So Becky says she's the younger of all of us.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And not single.
And not single.
Yeah.
All right. This has been a rough one for Ron. We'll just say that.
It's fine. You got to get the bus all set up in the, so you can have
so it can run over me.
I mean, always Ron gets
Back
thrown
up
under the bus.
again. All right. So again, we are in season 2, episode 157, The Last Action Hero.
Hmm.
And as if there hasn't been enough action already,
Yeah.
it is time for Ron's top 5.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Kelly, prepare yourself.
I'm buckled in. I'm ready to go.
You're buckled in. Great. So, Ron's top 5 songs with a verb in title.
Oh.
So, it's got an action. And now, off the start, and this I figured out like 10 minutes before we were going live, that I had to eliminate my number 5. It had to be disqualified. And that was Band on the Run. Now, run in itself is an action. But in that case, it's not really an action, because it's Band on the Run. And the run is actually a noun, if I'm not mistaken, there. Because it's on it. It's on the run. So
No,
I disqualified it.
Actually, it describes the band, so it's going to be an adjective.
Adjective.
Yeah,
Okay, so there we go.
But the sentence still has to have a verb, which is going to be on.
Yeah, but that, no. So I disqualified it. And I love that song. I listened to it today, and I love the song. And now, when I did this list, I have a list of the top 100 songs of all time that I made.
Mm.
And I've aired 51 through 100, and I have yet to air the 1 through 50.
Mm.
When I did this out, there are 31 songs from my 100 list that are on this. 31 of them. Now, I just took out Band on the Run, so there's actually 30 of them now. That is a big list. So my top 5 is all going to be from that.
Okay.
But I wanted to mix up the honorable mentions for certain reasons. So look, I mean, there's so many when you think about it. Just thinking of Van Halen off the top of my head, you think Jump, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dancing in the Street, which was done by Van Halen and many other artists to go along with that. Great songs, right? There's Walk Like a Man, Walk Like an Egyptian, Walking in Memphis. There's so many. There's so many.
Walk This Way.
Pump Up the Jam. Remember that one? Pump
Yeah.
Up the Jam. Some great songs like Come Together. And another great song, Shake What Your Mama Gave You. Great song. Great song. Not on the list. There's Blowing in the Wind, Let's Get It On, When a Man Loves a Woman. Have You Ever Seen the Rain?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Live and Let Die, which I had mentioned before, right?
Yep.
Live and Let Die. Stray Cat Strut.
Mm.
Although that's a little questionable.
Yeah.
To me, that sounds like strut would not be a verb in that sentence. I'm not sure. But look, I mean, just think about Lionel Richie. Running with the Night. Dancing on the Ceiling. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Lionel not making the list.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait. Let me see what Becky is saying. Band on the Run is such a great song. It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It would have been my number 5 today. It would have been number 5. That great song. Would have been, but it's just disqualified. Look, Becky's a big Queen fan, right? I Want to Break Free.
Mm-hmm.
Don't Stop Me Now. Keep Yourself Alive.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All did not make the list. I'm a Huey Lewis fan, right? Huey Lewis in the News.
Yeah.
I don't have I Want a New Drug on there. I don't have Cruisin', which was also by Huey Lewis and Gwyneth Paltrow from Duets. Or Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. And I don't have Do You Believe in Love? Believe being the, and I don't have Working for a Living. So even Huey couldn't make my list. Couldn't make it. Great one, Sharon. Twist and Shout. Great song. Beat It. Another great song, especially with Eddie Van Halen playing guitar in that song. And he changed the song, by the way. Eddie Van Halen changed Michael Jackson's song. Great songs, not on the list. This is massive. All right, honorable mentions. Now, keep all those great songs in mind, please. Honorable mentions. Somebody to Love. Queen.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
List.
Somebody to love. That's a perfect song for today. Somebody to love.
It is. It is.
That is.
It is. That hurts.
Yeah.
Freddie, come on, man. Come on. Why you gotta hurt? I forgot this the other day on Sunday. Paint It Black.
Yeah.
So I put Rolling Stones on my honorable mention, even though it's not in my top 100. But today, it gets an honorable mention. And I could not help myself but to put this in an honorable mention, and that's Bust a Move by Young MC. She's dressed in yellow. She says, hello, come sit next to me, you fine fellow. You run over there without a second to lose, and what comes next? A bust a move. Great
I don't
song.
know how I feel about you just doing that.
You're gonna have to cut that clip, Ron, and put that one out everywhere. I mean,
now you wonder why you can't find a woman?
Hey.
It's all good, Ron. I used to ride the unicycle down to the bar. And
yeah, that's not a good one either. But let me tell you, they would love it if I sang it in karaoke.
Yeah.
They would love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just saying. So that was an honorable mention just because, it's silly and I wanted to do it. Believe me, it's not in my top 100 songs, so it would technically not make the list. All right. Real honorable mentions. Well, Queen was a real, and Rolling Stones was a real honorable mention.
Mm-hmm.
I do have to say that straight. Born to Run, which would be the bubble song here. Born to Run, Bruce Springsteen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Born being the verb, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I not wrong in that one?
No, you're good.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I don't want to have to disqualify something on another technicality. Kelly needs therapy after Ron sings Bust a Move. Hey, what can I tell you? I have fun.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about.
It's fun.
There are many people watching right now that are going to appreciate that rendition.
They will. They will.
Yeah.
All right. So, there was a lot of songs that were in my top, so Don't Fear the Reaper, Turn the Page, Rolling in the Deep. And of course, I Will Always Love You. Whitney Houston is in there. And Becky, get this. When Doves Cry is not in my top 5.
Wow.
How about that one, Becky? You got to give me some credit. All right, number 5 is the Beatles' Get Back. Love that song. Yeah. That was that rooftop song that was massive.
Yep.
Massive. What a great song. The lyrics are great. It's John and Paul. These guys right here. How could that not be on the list, right? How could it not? It wouldn't have been if Band on the Run was eligible. But it still would have been one of them.
No Prince on any list.
Well, Prince isn't on the list today.
Yeah, should have had Kiss on the list, probably. I mean, that's...
Kiss on my list. Yeah, but that's...
No. Kiss from Prince.
Oh, I love that song. Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just threw a stick right in the spokes here.
All right, that is still an honorable. That's an honorable mention right there. That's an honorable mention.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll slide Bust a Move out
and
put that in there. Sorry, Becky. Prince did make the list. All right,
my fault. You can blame me.
Number 5 was Get Back. Number 4, Stand By Me. I mean, look, that's a great song. And it has meaning. And it probably, everybody that knows this song could probably put that as something meaningful in their life. They really could. and so lyrically, this is a genius song. And then the music is wonderful too. So I think it gets on both the genius side, lyrics and music.
You're getting outvoted, Becky. Sorry. She said yuck.
Yeah. Well, guess what? Just because you don't like him doesn't mean he's not talented. Because let me tell you, I'm not a Bob Dylan fan, and I have two songs in my top 100 all time of
Mhm.
Bob Dylan.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
and he was a thought in this one, blowing in the wind.
Mhm.
Blowing in the wind.
Mhm.
Had to go there. All right, number 3, right along the lines with Stand By Me. So if you're going to stand by me, you can also lean on me.
Mm.
Lean on me. And let me tell you, that movie. Have you ever seen that movie, Lean on Me?
I don't know if I have or not. I'm trying to rustle up the archives here. I'm like, have
Isn't
I
that Morgan?
seen it? I don't know.
Morgan Freeman?
I don't know.
Crazy Joe Brown, the principal?
Hmm.
Great movie.
Sure.
And an absolute great song. If there's a friendship song, that's the one right
Mm.
there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the one. You always have there should be somebody in your life that you can lean on if you need it, right? There should always
Mm-hmm.
be that, and I put that at number 3. Number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, which I had to disqualify the last one because it was not a mode of transportation, but it is an action, and it's "Come Sail Away" by Styx. Number 2.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And if anything, I'm a sucker for a song that has many changes in the
Mm-hmm.
song of its tempo and just the music itself.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one of those. That is one of my, top 12 songs of all time.
Mm.
Come Sail Away. It has so many changes in it, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Styx best song by far. It's not even close. But number 1, we've had Paul. Now we have to have John. And number 1 song is definitely Imagine. It is such a
Mm.
beautifully written song, top to bottom, left to right. It is just immaculate.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the best songs ever
Mm-hmm.
made. Top 5, easy top 5.
Mm.
The tempo changes are part of what makes Beatles music so great. Yes, absolutely. And that's why I think these two are the best writers ever. Because they did it before everybody. You know what I mean? Like, they
Mm-hmm.
did it.
Makes me
And
wonder.
they were such a great writing team.
So I remember listening to there was a kind of an interview thing with Billy Joel and listening to him talk about some of the different songs that he wrote and the tempo changes and all of the different changes, and he said that a lot of what happened in those songs for him was that wasn't a song, that was like 4 different songs. And he said, with the Beatles, there was a lot of stuff, especially when they were not doing as well, that they all kind of came together, and then their producer helped them kind of put those different songs, different people, and then they kind of stitched those together, and so then it made a song, but it was not originally a song. It was multiple different songs, different people's
Right,
ideas,
right.
and they put it together, and
And that's the
then
genius
yeah,
of them, right?
yeah.
That's the genius of them. They're like, oh, wait, what if we did this?
Mm-hmm.
So let
And
me
then
give you
you get these songs that are just legendary.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let me give you a history lesson now, because I was a professor of musicology. So the
Ooh.
histories of and history of rock and roll happen to be one of my specialties. August 7th, 1958 is a day that would forever change musical history, because this is the day that the Beatles have a private meeting with Bob Dylan. Now, the Beatles are in their Beatlemania era, so they're singing bubblegum pop music. They had just arrived in the States doing that part of it. they had admired what Bob Dylan was doing. So Bob was kind of their hero. Bob
Yeah.
pays attention to what the Beatles are doing. He sees them show up in the States. He's like, there's something about these kids. And so he starts to pay really close attention to what the Beatles are doing. Somebody arranged a private meeting in a hotel room with Bob Dylan and the members of the Beatles. I have searched high and low for videos of what happened inside that hotel room. None exist that I can find. I see videos of them all going into the room, and I see videos of them all coming out of the room.
Yeah.
But whatever happened inside, the consensus is this, is that ultimately Bob Dylan would inspire the Beatles to change. Not only would they change their drug of choice from Scotchmen to now they're potheads, but their music changed to be more interpersonal lyrics, different changes through the music progressions and the chord changes.
Yeah.
And that would inspire what the Beatles would become. The Beatles would inspire Bob Dylan then to go electric, is then where he started to go at the Newport Jazz Festival, where he experimented with going electric. And then he released, what's the name of the album, where half of it was acoustic, half of it was electric. Yeah. That was all the Beatles doing. And the rest is history for both of those. And it completely
changed. And that is a great point, Kelly, because I do not like Bob Dylan's voice,
right,
but the man could write.
Yeah.
The man could write such great music and song lyrics. They were so different than everybody's. And I think that is what created the Beatles to be at the forefront of music.
Yeah.
You know, yes, I love Can't Buy Me Love and Ticket to Ride and all that stuff, but you got it. You nailed it on it. Back then, that's bubblegum rock music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's no different than the bubblegum stuff that we hear today.
Right.
Yeah.
But when they started doing things differently, you know, Helter Skelter, like I mentioned the last show, all these kind of things, you start getting creativity. Strawberry Fields, not a normal what you hear on the radio. And I think that what made these two guys great, when they're perfectionists, right? Especially Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Paul's a perfectionist. And when you get that kind of writing ability with two people, and George was no slouch, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
He was no slouch. But these two were just ahead of the curve. They were ahead.
And think of it like,
there are only a few people in life that you see like this.
Yeah. But consider this too, that as much as the Beatles, we just have to say the name the Beatles, and like this entire cinematographic thing shows up in our brain, right? Of this whole movement is what it was, this musical movement. But the career of the Beatles was only 8 years long.
I know. It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe. When I was in school, I remember my music teacher was such a huge fan of the Beatles. We literally just studied the Beatles for the whole school year. The whole school year, the Beatles. So we learned everything there was to be about it. And he did mention Bob Dylan in that. And that's why when you mentioned it, I was like, yes, I remember now. And I'll tell you, again, Bob Dylan, he's a great writer, a great songwriter. And I wish that more artists would remake his music. Only because I want to hear somebody else sing these songs.
Yeah.
You know, and I like some of them just as they are. But I want to hear somebody else sing them, because he doesn't have a great voice.
Right.
That's truth be told, right?
Yeah.
But he's good enough to have me have two of his songs in my top 100, which is incredible because I don't like Bob Dylan singing. So I just think that was a very good point you made. Look, I love doing these lists, and especially with music, because music has been a big part of my life. And, you know, a lot of these songs, you know, are memories. including
Yep.
Bust a Move. It's a memory.
Mhm.
So that was it. Get back, stand by me, lean on me, come sail away, and imagine. Sharon had mentioned instant karma. I don't think that's an action. I think instant is the adjective that describes the karma.
Yep.
Well, it's not a complete sentence, so it doesn't really matter. Instant
I
karma
know.
itself is a
I know.
thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, look, there's so many. There were so many great songs I couldn't even mention. Couldn't even mention them. So, all right. Well, that's about it. Tomorrow, Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 Central, 8 in Edmonton, Alberta, and 7 on the West Coast. Becky will be here with Sharon tomorrow, so I cannot wait to see what they bring to the table. And I'm sure Becky's going to mention something about this, whether it's Prince being in there at the last minute or me singing "Bust a Move." So, I hope everybody enjoyed the show. I felt like it was. The narcissist in me thinks that this whole show was about me today.
Yeah, I'll beg to differ with you on that one, Ron.
See, that's what I want to hear. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, Kelly, thank you for being here. And Kyle, thank you for being here, enjoying this with me.
Thank you.
We'll see everybody tomorrow morning. Thank you.
It looks like I have one more comment to respond to here.
Oh,
So Becky is asking again, it's projectfindyourfire.com and then hit the shop tab.
okay. And Kyle, while we're at it, where can they find you?
KyleMillerCoaching.com.
There
And
you go. So if you need
Kyle Miller, Kyle Miller Coaching all over all the social media. So, yeah.
So if you have, even if your problems aren't as big as Ron's, get on Kyle Miller Coaching. That's all I can tell you. He can fix you. He's trying his best to fix me. So we'll see everybody tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time.